And we're back on another episode of Midlife My Ass. I'm just getting started. Yeah, it makes people laugh, huh? I'm
It's,
Lonnie Ray here with Michael Ray. Welcome to the show, Michael.
hey, thank you for having me. I'm blessed to be here.
We are honored to have you. Kind of give them a little rundown of what it is that you do.
Yeah, I started an organization called Smile Project Louisville, where I'm really trying to be the reason why people smile, that you can be so happy that when others see you, they become happy too. Um, I had an epiphany rolling through a drive-through of all places at Wendy's, really going through a bad day. So just realized in my life, through all the struggles and challenges that a lot of us face, that one person can actually make a difference if you really choose to do that work to inspire others to change. So for me, that inspiration comes through blessing people through smiling and random acts of kindness.
I love it. So you just go out and about and kind of play Santa Claus? Is that what you're doing? What are you up to?
It's a hodgepodge. So when I say a hodgepodge, the platform has grown enough to where people are reaching out to me. It's not like a formal nomination process, but talking about unfortunate circumstances in people's life, whether it's they've fallen on hard times because they've lost a job, whether somebody might have cancer, no matter what it may be, and that they actually need a hug, some love, smiles, a random act of kindness, prayers, no matter where you are, to maybe jumpstart and create a positive mindset that they can create change in their life.
I love that. It definitely is a catalyst, a seed, and a fire starter all at once, depending on where it lands at the time.
That's exactly right. And the flip side is, we have done the absolute utter random act of kindness where we've walked into places like a restaurant and specifically looked for the right individual, or walked into grocery stores and walked around the aisles going, okay, who do we feel like giving some kindness and blessing in this moment of time? So, and that's a unique situation.
It is. And one of the things that was so delightful about you is that it happens when you open a door with a smile. I mean, it doesn't have to cost money.
It is. And that's what I try to tell people a lot of times. It's not necessarily, when you're sitting at Starbucks, you don't necessarily have to pay for the person behind you. It is the simplicity of the act of holding the door, smiling, and just saying hello. Hey, how you doing? Again, we go through these things every day, whether it's, walking into the gas station, walking into Starbucks, the grocery store, working out, no matter what it is. I find myself now just casually in the gym, walking by somebody on the treadmill and sticking out and giving them a fist bump. And they laugh. And then hey, how you doing? And then they laugh again too. But, they may be on a journey where in that moment of time, that's what they needed. And then it may carry through the rest of the evening and tomorrow. And then they may catch that fever, and they may then hold the door for the person at Starbucks. And then that person goes in and goes, you know what? That was amazing. I'm now going to buy that coffee for that person behind me. And that's how it just continues to pay itself forward.
I love this. I have this fantasy myself, Michael, that we all realize we're all one, and that's my brother and that's my sister. And when we said, "Hey, how you doing?" It was genuine. Like, how's your trip going? Like, seriously, how are you doing?
Sure.
You enjoying the ride? you know. So one of the challenges that you've had, I wouldn't really call it a challenge, but it is that now your brand is the Smiling Man.
It's a smiling man. I have found myself now, I'm recognizable in public. And look, I'm a human being too. I still go through challenges at times, but I find myself, because I've created such a positive mindset, that it's not really intentional. It's just a normal course of my daily routine when I'm navigating through the city. And again, no matter where I may find myself. So people then, because they have seen me on social media, feel compelled, and I love what you're doing. Can I get a hug? Can I get a high five? So it's contagious.
Oh, it just shows how much people are hungry for that good vibe, because that's really what it is behind everything you do.
It is. It's just a lot of times it's that simple. I think we have the ability to complicate things and overthink them in our minds. When you can, eliminate the negativity and create such an amazing positive mindset, it becomes easier.
It is contagious too, isn't it? You don't even have to give them a reason why you're so freaking happy. You just beam that amazing self at them, and then it changes people.
It is. Again, I tell people a lot of times we smile because life is hard, and not easy. But we don't sometimes, when you go back to what you said about one person can make a difference,
Yes.
it's then how that one act can actually affect maybe 10 people down the line because they feel it. They feel the love, and the warmth around the smile in a small act of just, again, holding the car door. You're going through, the parking lot, and there's an old lady. Hey, grab a couple of bags, put them in her car. Again, these are just small gestures to show people that we love and care as human beings.
I know, right? We are in this together. Let's act like it.
That's right.
Right?
Nobody gets out alive, right?
None. No, let's
We
make
haven't
it
figured
fun.
that out yet.
No, not. I don't want to.
Yeah.
You also have a special smile maker in your life.
I do. And she was, a part of my journey in, kind of the genesis of this, and that my daughter, Maddie, who's 20, has Down syndrome. She's nonverbal. When I mean nonverbal, about 99% of her speech, you can't make out what it is. Can make out a few words here or there, but yet when I would always ask her if she loved Daddy, she would smile and giggle. And those interactions we had, no matter where I was in life and the circumstances I was facing, she was kind of my rock and really never knew it. So the impact of her personality and smiles for years kept, putting me in a position where I wanted to keep going and know something greater is out there for me to find my place to inspire others.
That's beautiful right there. That's what it's all about. You probably never in a million years put it on a vision board. I'm going to be the smile guy. It sometimes things reveal themselves to us.
They do. It's funny. And, as I've had those quiet moments, with myself, and felt like I always could have the personality and the charisma and the energy to be a part of something bigger, but what is it? Really, what is it? And then, I say, we've got this amazing platform of social media now, to where not only am I sharing it with people locally in my city,
Yeah.
but the momentum and people watching it all over the US and globally now, I'm blown away. I'm absolutely blown away.
That's awesome. Oh, congratulations. First of all, on saying yes to your big yes. Other people may have said, oh, I can't be the guy who goes out and smiles at random strangers, but you're actually the perfect guy to go do that.
Well, and you're right. Again, I tell people, I don't know if everybody could do on some level what I'm doing, and that's not trying to diminish what your personality and things are. And again, I talk about one person making a difference, but that can be the simplicity of the acts. But as far as putting me in situations, I had one just recently where I walked outside of a grocery store and I felt that little tap on the shoulder, in which I was like, okay, there were two African-American women. And I'm like, all right, what do I want to do with that? So I decided, I walked up, I put my arm around one, and I said, when's the last time a white guy put his arm around you? And she looked at me, smiled, and laughed and said, never. It's about damn time. And I said, see? I said, what a beautiful moment. And then she looked back at me and smiled. She said, and he smells good too.
That is hysterical.
And again, just, and it's not that everybody can go out and do that, but yet, whether it's doing a random act of kindness, whether it's taking a picture with somebody, or again, just having these short interactions with strangers, who knows where we are in life. And I look at that as that in some way, shape, or form may have touched your evening, to where 2 days later, it did something for somebody else.
And that's where the Wendy's gal came in. She didn't just serve you a great burger. She served you a life-changing inspiration.
She did, and I was that creepy dude who actually parked his car and walked back through the drive-through window. You know, the cars passed, and of course, that's a little creepy. You know, so but it was because in that moment, she needed to know what it did for me.
Yes.
You know, that it was a small blessing, it was uplifting, it was inspiring, and even in that moment, never knowing how or what it was going to look like, other than I knew it could be something bigger.
100%. I had that happen too at a Captain D's, and the gal. I mean, she just right from the microphone was just this light, this charm, and you know, we came around the corner and she's just beaming, and it was like,
Sure,
thank
yeah.
you. You know,
It's
really
amazing, and you know, again, you take it for granted. They have hundreds and hundreds and thousands of cars, you know, every day in the week going through the drive-through, and sometimes that job can be monotonous. And again, life's not easy, you know, but yet to put that on, to touch another's life as they come through, I was blown away.
So I love that, and also this part about you weren't sure where you were supposed to go, what your purpose was, but you knew something was missing or that something needed to be developed or revealed. How does that? I call it the big yes. It can defy logic. It can look crazy to other
Yeah.
people, but you got to do it. Was it like that, or were other people saying, you know, you should do something? Like, how did you develop?
Well, you know, at first, I knew that I wanted to start taking pictures with random strangers, and it was
Because
going to
that goes
evolve.
well.
Well, you know, of course. So you find yourself then all, you know, again, all over the city in different times. And, you know, it's the who, what, where, what, you know, why are you taking pictures, you know,
Yes.
with me? But yet it continued to evolve. And I guess it took me over a year into this where I finally was able to reflect and was like, you know what, early on in this process, I needed to smile just as much or more than somebody else. To smile, the social interaction, you know. But once you break down barriers, and again, you don't see people for other than what they are, and that's just human beings that go through life that, you know, we want to be loved. So for me, no, I didn't see the big picture. It probably took over a year. You know, where I really saw it evolving at that point and growing into something. And sometimes too, what happens is you start getting feedback from countless people who see the pictures in the videos and have talked about their circumstances when you get private messages, you know, from people. So, you know, then, wow, this is actually something much bigger than I ever thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where do you see this taking you next? To the Ellen Show, perhaps?
I mean, look, you know, is that not like, you know,
You're so perfect for it. I'm just saying.
yeah, I think the reality of that, you know, yes, I would love that, but that's not like the end goal. I think that would just allow us to create a much bigger platform to change more lives. Is really what
Exactly.
that is.
That's exactly what
You
it's
know,
for.
that's exactly what it is. I
It's
mean, and at the end of the day, I tell people I'm not independently wealthy. So what this has done too is other people have started to open their hearts and said, hey, we would like to pay it forward to somebody else. You go do it. You know, so it's now morphing into going, okay, are we creating a nonprofit? You know, we have the ability to do things on a grander scale. So instead of giving somebody 50 or $100, we might be able to do, you know, much bigger things for people.
Man, that's just awesome. That is genuine fulfillment, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know?
it's amazing.
Bravo, my friend. Bravo. So if the listeners want to get in touch with you, what do they do?
So I'm pretty transparent. They can look me up, first of all, on Facebook at Smile Project Louisville. I'm on LinkedIn as Michael Ray. They can send me an email at smileprojectlouisville@gmail. And just like Gary Vaynerchuk, 502-777-6479. Send me a text. I'm the 777 guy.
Okay. You're ready for your phone to blow up.
That's okay. Yeah.
Is there, what's your favorite quote as we wrap up the show? What do you want to leave people with? Or final thought? Doesn't have to be a quote.
You know, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, because I think a lot of times as we evolve, it's constantly changing. But one thing that I've had on my heart recently, and that is always believe something wonderful is about to happen.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's so encouraging. It pulls us
Because
through.
it can.
Man,
It just can, and it will if you allow it to. Yeah.
beautifully said. Thank you for joining us, Michael.
No, you're welcome. Absolute pleasure. And as I always say, I'm grateful, humbled, and blessed that you asked me to be on today. Thank you so
Wild
much.
horses couldn't keep me away. Thank you for joining us on Midlife My Ass. I'm just getting started. This is Lonnie Ray, and I'm out for now, but I'll be back.